Is he getting in foul trouble too early for you?
Yeah, I mean, I told him, I said, normally when a guy gets 2 fouls, I will not play him the rest of the half. The problem with this team is you need his toughness so bad that I ended up shoving him back in there. But I'm telling you, we're a team that's not playing 2 fouls. The first foul, I think, was a shaky. You know, whether it was or not, I don't think it was. But the second one, he reached in and grabbed. And you just can't do it. And he's just learning, you know. And but you know, let me just tell you, we got a ways to go. I got to give Pat credit. You know, he did a heck of a job. Kept his guys hanging around, ran their stuff. Again, they rebounded with us. You know, made their free throws until the very end and turned us over. We had 17 turnovers. I mean, that's not what we do. And again, I'm not babying these guys. I'm not. I've never babied a player, not one. And I'm not babying these guys. We got to start playing better. We have some guys out there that aren't playing rough enough. We have guys losing their concentration. We have guys breaking off plays. We got a ways to go.
Coach, you probably don't know, but Louisville lost tonight home by 3.
Who'd they play?
Georgetown.
At home?
Yeah.
Surprises me. Georgetown's good. Isn't Georgetown a top 15 team?
Just your thoughts going into Saturday.
I'm not in a great frame of mind to talk about Saturday. I'm like right now, I mean, you know, there are no excuses. I don't want to hear it. We had a guy said I couldn't get open. Good, you're out. I'll play somebody else. How about that? Your job is to get open. Well, I couldn't. Okay, then you won't play. How about that? I mean, there were things that went on in the game that just aggravated me. And, you know, like I said, I'm not babying these guys. You're going to do what you're supposed to do. This team should be playing better than we're playing.
What do you think of Terrence's comeback?
It was okay, but I went at him late because I didn't want to hear any excuses. I don't care that you're missing shots, missing free throws, layups. Go get balls. Go be tough. Go defend. And we don't have to do all this stuff. But I'll tell you, if you're going through the motions, then we're going to go right at you and we're going to show the world. You're going to have the ball. You can't hide here. This is Kentucky. There ain't no rocks big enough. No cracks big enough. You're out there. And either you're going to perform or you're not, and there's no excuses why you're not. Like I said, we got a ways to go. We got 2 days to get ready for a very, very difficult game against a very good team with good players that are well coached. It's going to be a hard game for us. If we're playing like we are now, we're not winning that game Saturday, I'll tell you right now.
Coach, how impressed were you with number 5, Mike James' performance for Lamar?
You know, I think last year he had a game of 52, and I knew he could get hot like that. And a couple of them were tough shots, and a couple of them were terrific teardrops that he made. So he really played well. I mean, their whole team, they did what they had to stay in there, but he came up big for them.
More questions? Well, they were one of the top rebounding teams in the country, rebounding margin in the top 25. Did that bear itself out tonight, or was you just...
Well, what bothered me is they had 14 offensive rebounds. And what we're doing right now is, unless Michael gets the ball or Anthony gets the ball, we're not getting the ball. We got other guys that truly are flinching going after balls, or ducking, or hoping Anthony or Michael get it. I mean, our guards aren't rebounding. You got 2 guys rebounding the ball. And the rest of us are kind of hanging around. Well, we can't be that way. There are a lot of long rebounds. They had 14 offensive rebounds. You know, Anthony was tremendous. And here's a kid, he didn't ask for the ball. Think about it. If you were him, and you're having 6 blocks, 13 rebounds, don't you come over to the bench and say, how about getting me some shots other than dunks? He didn't say anything. Lets these guys go do their thing and he does his. My point is, look, don't put that all on him. You go get balls. You go above the rim and go get them. If we're to be any good, because again, like Indiana, you had foul trouble. So.
Cal, Darius made a few shots from the perimeter back here, but it still sounded like you were pleading with him to shoot more, to scream for the ball.
Yeah, you got to be aggressive. And if you're not aggressive defensively, if you're getting pushed and shoved, it's hard to be aggressive offensively. It really is. You don't want the ball. You're in a deer in headlights look. And I'm telling him, screen for the ball, and if you're open, shoot it. If you don't shoot it, I'm taking you out, because he's a good enough shooter. Like I said, this is Lamar right now. The games I watched, they did this to everybody. They did it to Ohio State. They did it to Louisville. They did it to us. They beat Rice on the road. They beat Charlotte. This team has done this. They're a veteran team, and Pat's done a great job. They're defending. They're playing physical. They're rebounding, which means they have a chance in every game. And then all of a sudden, they got 3 guards that are all pretty good. So for us, it was like I said, it was just a grind, and the turnovers. I think we had about 7 or 8 that were unforced. Just to jump in the air and throw the ball. I haven't seen that since the first weeks of our practice. So again, we got a ways to go, but give them credit.
Coach, is there a point of emphasis that you're going to stress before the game on Saturday?
Look, I'm not even in any frame of mind. I haven't watched them play. I got to go watch the tape. You know who I watched them play against? Lamar. So I watched the Lamar tape, so I've seen him play that game. And I was watching Lamar, so now I got to go back and watch the Lamar Louisville game. Look, Seva's outstanding. I think the big man has really gotten better. The young freshman is good, and there are 2 or 3 other guys that they've come on. They shoot the ball. They play extremely hard. They're a good team. It's going to be a hard game for us to win here.
John Marcus had more than four or more turnovers for a 3rd straight game. Well, how do you assess where he's at right now?
He didn't do a good job of running the team. He was trying to score when guys were wide open, and I told him that. You just run the team, man. I didn't see him. Well, your head wasn't up then. And there was a lot of that today. Where we didn't have. We walked out of a timeout. A guy broke off a play. I called an immediate timeout. You're out. We just left a timeout. Why would you not do what I asked you to do? Because I didn't want to. Good. Now you're out. Sit down. I mean, that stuff we got to cure for it to be the kind of team that this team needs to be. I don't know. I'm not very happy. Do I seem happy? I don't seem happy?
John, given the youth to your right, given the youth of this team, any chance tonight they might have been peeking ahead a little bit, looking ahead to Saturday?
I don't believe so. This is who we are. This is who we are, and this is what happens to us, especially when we break down and stop playing. But we do that. We did this. We did it against Sanford. We did it here. We've done it, and we're not changing, and that's what's frustrating for me. You have to start changing. You got to start listening. I'm throwing guys into the mix and saying, you make plays. I'm making you make plays, or you're going to show you're not into this. And so I'm not going to baby anybody. That's not what I do. I've never coached that way. I'm going to tell them the truth. Everybody will say, well, I like how Coach keeps it real. Until I'm keeping it real with them. And then they don't like it. Oh, you want me to tell the truth? Well, let me tell you the truth. And so, we either cure this or we're going to start taking L's. You start taking on water, and when you do take water, you start getting the deer in the headlight look, and now every game becomes a war. Or you can get better. You can look at this and take responsibility and say, I know how I got to play, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to prepare that way. We are what we are right now.
You said Terrence needs to go get balls. Is he getting beat physically? Is it an effort issue or a combination?
We're going to look at the tape, but I'm just telling you, he needs to step on the gas. He's got to play like he's fighting for minutes. If he does that, he'll be fine. If he just moves around the perimeter and doesn't come up with balls, come on, think about it. Fight like you're playing. You know what I told Josh Harrelson? You work. I told him how proud I am and I love him to death. I said, now let me tell you, Josh, I texted him this. You work like you've made nothing. You've accomplished nothing. Work like you've accomplished nothing. Tell Terrence the same thing. Just work like you're trying to achieve something. You haven't achieved anything, so go work for it. And he'll be fine. I mean, I'm with him, but I'm not babying him. And I'm not babying Darius. I'm not babying Duran. And I'm not babying my point guard. Not babying Michael. I got all over Michael. This is like the 5th or 6th game you've gotten 2 fouls in the first half. In a normal game, I can't play you the rest of the half. And you know what? We got a problem now.
Last question.
John, you've said that crisis brings about change. Are these relatively big margins, you won by 20-some, working against you in a way?
No, I'd rather win like this than lose and learn that way, so maybe we can learn from this. But I'll say at some point you got to get stepped on, and you got to be stepped on good so you understand that, you know, what we're trying to say. And again, I want each of these players, when you look at them, you say, wow. You're not saying that right now about some of these guys. I want you to forget about how my team and coach and I don't care about that. I want you to look at individual players and say, man, look at him. How much better is he? Look at this kid, how aggressive and tough he is. Man, look at that. I want you to say that about every player. Are you saying that right now? No. And that frustrates me as much as anything else.